Hunter, did you enjoy your Thanksgiving, and do you have any favorite dishes or desserts that you really look forward to?
Yes, Thanksgiving was really good. We were able to spend it as a team together, had a nice meal. I think my favorite dish was always mac and cheese, but recently found out that I'm lactose intolerant, so it's been hard on me. It's been real hard. Trying to cut out cheese, it's like, I feel like everything is dairy nowadays, so it's like kind of more of a slow process. I did have mac and cheese though, for sure. I'd say mac and cheese and then collard greens, those are like my two. I'm a big sides guy, so.
Okay. Yeah. First road game of the year. Do you welcome these games in these environments, and maybe what do you look forward to most?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for the road games because I feel like, it's super easy to play in Allen Fieldhouse when you got, the fans that we have and just the environment. And I feel like, it's easy to kind of get distracted and kind of get a false sense of reality on how good teams are. But when you go into opposing teams' arenas, they usually play their best basketball, and that's a good sign to show how good a team really is being a team on the road when they're playing their best. That kind of shows you how good you are as a team. And obviously Creighton's a really good team. They went to Vegas and had a little bit up and down, but they are a preseason top 25 team, so they're obviously really good and have really good head coach and Coach McDermott, so it'll be a good test for us.
Hunter, obviously, as a transfer last year, you had a little bit of adjustment period, kind of learning under yourself, and there's a lot of guys like that on this team. What's been the biggest adjustment for you from Michigan, and is there kind of an advice you give to these guys as they come on the team?
I would say it's not difficult to play under coach stuff. I'd say it's just something that you got to get used to, where it's it can be hard at first just because you're not used to, his coaching style, a lot of people and stuff like that. But, once he believes in you and once he has that trust in you, I feel like it's super fun and enjoyable to play under. And I think that's what a lot of guys were struggling with at first, was kind of just figuring out what he wants and especially offensively, kind of figuring out what he wants, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot. What is he how does he want possessions to start and stuff like that. And I think that's probably what guys are struggling with. I think this year for me, just adjusting to the new team and kind of new, not personalities, because obviously everybody has a new personality, but I think just new games and stuff like that. Guys are, especially the transfers, are used to playing a certain way, and you kind of got to get used to them playing that way because that's who they are and that's what makes them special. And I think, now that we're kind of taking form and taking shape, guys are starting to get comfortable in their own self, and I think it's kind of the reason why we're doing so good is guys are really getting comfortable and starting to play their game and show why we wanted them so badly.
Yeah, I think you guys had a really good defensive night against Furman. Is there kind of an expectation on the defensive end for certain roles and for you specifically too?
Yeah, I think, you look at it offensively, just the amount of guys we have and that we brought in. You bring in a guy like AJ Storr who averaged, I think 18 points a game in Wisconsin, and that's for Wisconsin basketball, that's a lot. That's pretty hard to get 18 points at Wisconsin. And then just because of their system and how it's very, we're going to run plays and really share the ball, so it's hard. Zeke Mayo averaged, I think, 20. Diggy averaged 20. Ryland was a double-digit scorer for a Final Four team. So we definitely had the offensive talent. That's not even including the guys we brought back. And so I think defensively was always kind of a focal point for us. And I think Coach Self has really kind of emphasized that and says, and I think that's kind of what Coach Self always lays his head on anyways, is kind of defense and being the more physical team, being the tougher team, and especially defensively. And I think we're trying to adapt that mindset as a team.
What has it been like for you watching Flory recently, especially the last 10 minutes in Vegas after you got ejected?
Yeah, I was able to get a good glimpse of him for the last 10 minutes in that Duke game. He's been really good, really fun to play with, really fun to kind of just be around. I think his personality is, just really exuberant. Hopefully I use that word right. I think.
Yeah.
And just he's just a great person to be around with his personality, and he's been growing at such a rapid pace because he's got so much potential, and I feel like it was really a lot of untapped potential. When he got to Kansas, he started picking up on terminology, on different skill sets and stuff like that, and you can just see how much he's grown in the past couple months that he's been here. And I always say his best basketball is always going to be ahead and in the future because he's just going to keep getting so much better. And I think the reason for that is he's such a willing learner and so eager to learn that he's gonna be really good one day. Well, he is really good now, but even better.
And then I don't know if he's going to play or not, but what would you think of getting a chance to go up against Ryan Kalkbrenner?
Yeah, super excited to hopefully be able to go against him. I know he was dealing with some lower back, I think, in Vegas, and it's probably because playing so many games in a row, it can definitely be wear and tear, especially on a 7-foot body. I can speak for that for sure. But it would be a great matchup. Obviously, he's probably me and him are probably some of the best bigs in the country. I feel like consensus, and so that'd be a fun matchup. That's kind of why you play the game, and that's why you go to a conference like the Big 12 to play against the best bigs. And fortunately, we're playing against another conference that has one of the best bigs in the country. They run a lot of good stuff for him, get him in a lot of good positions, and he's the 3-time Big East Defensive Player of the Year. So it'll be a good matchup for me and the rest of the team.
Got a couple
Were you able to say anything to Flory before you hit the locker room?
Yeah, I didn't know I had to leave right away, but I was able to stay on the bench and talk to him for a little bit before I had to exit.
Do you think it was a fair flagrant 2 in looking back at all the replays?
I think the thing that probably got it a flagrant 2 was the slow-mo. I feel like if you watched it in real time and just at normal speed, I feel like it was a flagrant 1. I feel like a flagrant 2 needs to be a little bit more malicious intent for that to occur. But I put myself in that position, and the refs made the call. So you gotta, if you're gonna put yourself in that position, you can't really be too picky and choosy with it.
Anything else for Hunter? Thanks, Hunter.